What's up? Face Your Fears, episode number 80, fast approaching 100.
Damn.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's a lot.
It's a lot of episodes. 80 episodes. We're not rich yet. That piss you off?
Maybe about 100 though.
100 we should be, for sure.
Without
a doubt. So I think it's Daisy's birthday today, I believe.
Happy birthday, Daisy.
Happy birthday, Daisy. We took her to Red Lobster to eat and everything.
Nice. Get her a cake?
Her birthday, got her a cake and everything. She lighted candles. Took her. I'm not even sure if it's a birthday or not, 'cause she was stray when we found her, but that was just like, we took her to the vet. They were like, when's her birthday? And we were like, I don't know.
How about we pick today?
How about today? Yeah. So, got the email. Her birthday, I think she's like, I guess that would make her 4 at this point, I believe. So, happy 4th birthday, Daisy. Yeah. Took her to gave her a bone earlier this morning. You know, living life. Took her to the park, ran around a little bit.
With her being 4, you know what I hate is people that say they're like 4 years old, but they're, what is that? It's like 28 and dog years.
Yeah, dog
that
years.
Pisses me off.
Wow.
It's just stupid. It's just a stupid thing to say.
She's
Doesn't make any
28,
sense.
so she's very mature.
The only reason they say that is because the average dog lives to be like 10 years old, and the average human lives to be 70.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, one year for a dog is like 7 years for a human. Like, no, it's a fucking year.
Nope, it's a year. It's just a typical year. Dog doesn't experience time any faster than you do. That'd be crazy if they did, though.
That would be crazy. Dude, the craziest thing to me about that is, have you heard the people talk about how, like, if you, the moment you were born, if you put a watch on with your, like, and you and your mom put the same watch on, or the same exact watch that was perfect in time, and how you travel through time differently, the watches would eventually say a different time. That shit blows my mind.
Really?
Because of the different terrain you travel and all kinds of shit. You literally go through time differently.
Would be
It
like,
just blows my fucking mind.
would it be seconds, like milliseconds, or what?
I don't know how different it would be. That's
Hours, days, weeks, months, years? No.
probably wouldn't be that much.
40-year difference. That'd be wild, though. I never heard of that.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about it.
I know if, like, people go into space, they, like,
Yeah.
it's a little slower.
It's
Like
the same
they-
concept, just on a smaller scale.
Okay, I got you. So, like, if you go up into the space shuttle, you're like, what's the reasoning behind that? Like, if somebody goes up to the International Space Shuttle, I guess they're rotating.
Well, they're moving a lot faster than we are. Because we're rotating at like 100 or like 800 miles an hour, somewhere in there. And they're probably orbiting a lot faster than them. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But
So when they come back, they're further, or they're further in time than us, or are they behind? I don't think you can't go forward in time, can you?
no,
you
you
can't
can't
go back.
backwards.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
go backwards in time.
So they'd probably be a little bit ahead, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read it somewhere. It's either forward or behind, one of the two. I can't remember which one it is. I'm pissed now.
I feel like it had to be forward.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Well, speaking of space stuff, interesting news here. You ready for this?
let's hear it.
Science article. This is the headline. All of the bases in DNA and RNA have now been found in meteorites. So our DNA bases that make up us as people, that dictate how we fucking become a human being, have been discovered on meteorites from space. So this discovery adds evidence that suggests life's precursors came from space.
That they possibly could have.
Possibly, yeah. It's not a guarantee, but so let me read you some more of this stuff here. Nucleobases is what we've got: adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, uracil, 5 of them. Combined with sugar and phosphates to make up your DNA, make up the code for life. So they're not sure. It says whether these basic ingredients for life first came from space or instead formed in a warm soup of earthly chemistry is still not known. That's a very, very lavish way they said that.
But doesn't that prove, though, that there is some sort of other life outside of the Earth? Doesn't that have to prove that?
If that's what it uses for life, though, it might use something else for life.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, we're made of
Maybe like biological life.
what else? What other kind of life is
I
there?
don't know. You tell me. You tell me.
I feel like that has to prove that.
Yeah. All right. So this is, says right here, scientists have detected bits of. I told you they had some for. They've already found some. It says since the '60s they have known that adenine and guanine have been in meteorites. Researchers have also seen hints of uracil, but cytosine and thymine have remained elusive until, what was this date? April 26th. So last week sometime, they finally found the last two to complete the 5. But You know, that doesn't mean that we're from outer space, but it's possible.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of the stuff that we're made out of probably came from outer space at one point, right?
Star stuff.
Yeah, star stuff.
Stars, explosions. So it got me thinking. I think if I concentrate super hard, I can turn into a star. If I like think
Definitely.
really, really hard about it, I'll just spontaneously burst into like a nebula. Would that be insane?
Definitely would be insane.
I don't think I could be able to do that.
I'd like to
though.
see you try though.
Just turned into a star and just everything around here just annihilated. Everything's gone.
Kill the entire world.
It'd be tough. I don't guess I'll do that to y'all. I'll let you live for a little bit longer. But that's interesting that they found meteorites. So it got me thinking. I got onto some crazy stuff after that. I was like, all right, what if like maybe it's like, you know how they say the dark side of the moon? We only have ever seen one side of the moon.
Yeah.
What if over there on that side of the moon, the other side, the dark side, what if that's where all the aliens are hanging out? What if they're just like chilling over there?
I guess it could be.
And I got to thinking. I was like, so.
That's like the whole plot of Transformers.
Yeah, exactly. So if on the dark side of the moon over there, that's the side that has never sees light. So what if there's like some organisms over there that like evolved to only survive in the darkness? So if they ever make it onto the light side of the moon, or they just can't go to the light side of the moon because they evolved with darkness, so they die. We've never been to the dark side of the moon.
Are you sure? Does the moon? So the moon doesn't rotate at all?
No, it's fixed in place with the Earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we only ever see one side of it. It just rotates around the Earth, or rotates with the Earth around the sun.
But it would have to be, the dark side of the moon would eventually see the sun. It would have to.
Huh?
It would have to get hit by sunlight.
Not if like you have the Earth right here, and then the moon's out here, and then the sun's in the middle. If it just stays around this way the whole time, there's a dark side of the moon that can just be pointing
But if
away
the moon,
from the
think
sun
about
the whole
it,
time.
this is the dark side. If this is the Earth, this is the moon, this is the dark side, and the sun is, let's say, my face, it would come around like this.
No, because the Earth rotates around the sun.
But the moon rotates around the Earth.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. It would have to, I think.
But there's stuff on Earth that can survive without sunlight and stuff, right?
Burrowed inside, yeah. Maybe they just burrow in whenever they're getting ready. They're like, oh, here comes the sun. Everybody go underground. Go under. The whole moon is just like a robot spaceship. It's not even a rock. It's just like metal and stuff. And then it's just like hit a button and then closes them in.
Do we know how the moon got there? I've heard a theory that an asteroid hit the Earth and like took off like a chunk of the Earth with it.
Yeah, the moon is part of the Earth.
Yeah. But is that fact, or is that just like a
I don't know. That's
theory?
That's kind of what I had in my head. Maybe like an asteroid that hit the Earth had a piece of it bounce off or something like that, and it just kind of got caught up there. I don't know. That's a good question.
It would have had to have slowed down perfectly though to get caught in the orbit.
Yeah.
Because if it was coming fast enough, there's no way it would have.
That seems odd that it would
caught it.
bounce off too. That doesn't seem like it would happen if it hit the Earth and then like just come away and bounce off. Let me Google it real quick. See if we can pull that up. See if I can find it real fast. It's an interesting question. Is the moon a part of Earth? Earth's greatest spinoff, the giant impact model suggests that at some point in Earth's very early history, these two bodies collided. What two bodies? During this massive collision, nearly all of Earth and Theia, I guess is maybe like an asteroid, melted and reformed as one body, with a small part of the new mass spinning off to become the moon as we know it. Let me see if I can get a little more info on that.
I saw a clip of, I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson talking in the show The Cosmos, and he was talking about how the moon used to be a lot closer to Earth, and the tides used to be way higher, like in like the early Earth time, I guess, probably billions of years ago, and that it wouldn't have been a good place for us then because there were like 100-foot
waves all the time, just crashing down on all the coasts. What's a good time we would live then?
It'd be fun to surf.
That would be awesome to surf. There was a commercial I saw a minute ago. It was like a hurricane was coming in and people were like running off the beach, like sheltering in their houses. And then out of nowhere comes this dude holding a surfboard. He's like running towards the ocean, getting hit with this water. There's like this massive wave. And he just like dives in after it, and it's a White Claw commercial. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? White Claw's out here promoting death by wave. I thought that was freaking insane. Okay. Before Earth and the Moon, there were Proto-Earth and Theia, a roughly Mars-sized planet. The giant impact model suggests that at some point, I just read that, these two collided. Nearly all of Earth and Theia melted and reformed as one body in the collision. That's just crazy to think about. Like they hit and became one, I guess. And the moon, I guess, bounced off. Reformed as one with a small part of a new mass spinning off to become the moon as we know it. It's odd, though, that it was able to sit up there.
Is that how all moons form or just ours?
That's a good question.
Because Jupiter has a shit ton of moons, but it's a gas planet, and the moons aren't gas.
Yeah.
So
Jupiter's got one that could potentially have a life. They got the Europa, man. Isn't that right? Isn't that Jupiter?
Sounds right.
Yeah. The what is it, like a super Earth, I think, is what Europa is considered.
Is it bigger than Earth?
Yeah. But it's in like the Goldilocks zone where it could have liquid water. But I think...
How? Because Jupiter is way further away from the sun than...
I think it's covered in an ice sheet, but they think miles under there could be liquid water.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Towards the center of it. But yeah, I think the whole planet's like covered in miles of ice. Real thick ice. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about that.
So if we can get to Mars and back in a lifetime, like what Musk is talking about, we could definitely start sending shit to Jupiter.
Yeah, imagine...
It'll take a way longer, but...
Imagine you get to Jupiter and you like land on the ice. It's like slippery, like, whoa. You like look down below you and there's like a fucking state, like the size of a state, some sort of fish just go...
Probably wouldn't even be able to tell it's a fish. It was that big.
Yeah, it's true. It just get real dark for some reason. You look down. That would be so terrible. That's what scares me the most. I don't know why it would scare me because it's on another planet. But like,
Yeah.
if you get to that other planet and there's just like these building skyscraper size beasts, which is very possible. That used to be roaming around here. Not skyscraper size, but massive animals and shit used to roam around here. And then asteroid came in, smacked them all out, and gave chance for the mammals to take over after that.
So we're lucky that happened.
I know we are very lucky because if not, mammals probably wouldn't. We'd still be reptiles running around everywhere owning everything.
Some people are reptiles.
Giant
I heard that
lizards.
conspiracy theory, right?
Dude, they're just
Politicians.
Giant lizards just running the country, dude. They're turning the frogs gay, bro. They're turning the frogs gay. What are you gonna do about it? There's nothing you can do. But yeah,
that blows my mind that somehow the moon, the two things collided and stuck together.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I guess they were more. It's just at a proto-Earth, so it was probably a little smaller, and then a Mars-sized planet, so bigger than the moon. So they were probably closer to. They were probably very similar in size. And then maybe the fact that they were so similar in size, they hit and just like made a new mass.
Maybe they orbited around each other and then got close enough to where they molded together. But it doesn't seem likely that something came in and hit something and it just fused together. That doesn't seem likely.
That's how I think they have like
it
the
had to have been.
massive not nebulas, but like the white dwarfs and stuff like that. You have two massive stars that come in and start spinning real fast and smack and then make a big fucking boom. But
dude, I was looking up shit about stars, and our galaxy is like, I think it's 100,000 light years across, right?
Yeah.
About. And there's another galaxy, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was like
Andromeda.
No, it wasn't Andromeda. But the biggest one that we found is like millions of light years across, I think it was. It might have been even billions for all I know. And so I was like, okay, so how many stars does our galaxy have in it? And they were like, I think it said billions. And then I was like, well, okay, how many galaxies are there? And they were like, oh, there's trillions. I was like, holy fuck, that is so crazy.
So there's trillions of galaxies with billions of stars.
Each one of those stars probably has multiple planets around them.
Yeah.
On average, probably has multiple.
Yeah.
And like, there's so many. So the chances for life don't seem, when you think about it in the scale of that, it doesn't seem like it's that slim of a chance for life.
For sure.
It seems like it'd almost be more of a slim chance that there's not life with that many chances.
I agree. There's like, I think it's every star has like on average like 4 or 5 planets rotating it, orbiting it.
So it doesn't seem like that big of a deal that there's life here.
Well, I mean, if it's infinite out there, you got infinite possibilities, dude. Literally.
So
everything has happened anywhere at any given time. That's a little extreme, but
The universe can't be infinite and expanding. That doesn't make any sense.
it's expanding into it. What is it expanding into, though? It's expanding into an infinite space.
But if it's expanding at all, that means it can't be infinite. There has to be a line.
Yeah.
Or it wouldn't be expanding anymore.
Maybe it's going to hit a wall here pretty soon, and then that's when it snaps back in.
Well, there's a rubber band theory that they kind of think.
It goes whoosh, whoosh, just over and over again.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
I think that there's one universe. There's probably more.
There's got to be.
There's probably a universe that's probably just like stars. There's probably one that's born and dies every like few seconds or something.
Universe like this right here. Like, where would another universe be though? Is what pisses me off. Like, why can't I figure that out?
I don't know, but if this one happened, are the chances that small of there being more? And if there's at least one more, what are the chances of there being another one?
So if like ours is right here, and we're expanding right here, maybe there's another one over here expanding right here, and maybe we'll like overlap universes at some point. What do you think like a universe expanding overlap would be like?
Asking the wrong person. I have no fucking idea.
We're gonna have Neil deGrasse Tyson on next week, and we'll figure all that crap out.
I don't think they probably would, but then that would mean there's some kind of line there that stops it.
Yeah.
But I feel like there has to be a line that stops it. Saying it's infinite, which maybe it's just because
But what is this
we're not
like?
to comprehend that kind of shit.
What is this thing that's expanding though? Like, if you were at the edge of the universe, would you be able to like grab it while it's expanding? Like, not saying that you would be able to move that fast, but like, is it a physical thing that you can?
Well, I mean, they say it's infinite, and if it's infinite, then there isn't an edge. There can't be.
Well, that's true, but they say it's increasing in speed, expanding.
It's supposed to be
faster and faster.
Well, everything in the universe is expanding faster.
Oh yeah, it's moving. Everything's moving away.
So, but it can't be infinite, and there be like a line. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
That's the complete opposite. It's literally infinite and finite. Those are two complete opposites.
And it seems like everybody's like, yep, that makes sense. Everybody's like, okay. No, I feel like everybody's just like, you just have to come to terms with the ignorance at some point, because that's literally one of the things that we will never know.
Yeah,
I don't know when you say that though. How could we never know?
Because we just won't.
Just can't get there.
Yeah, well, we won't have time to get there. And if we do get there, you probably wouldn't even know when you're there. Like, it probably just wraps around. It's probably just kind of like, I don't even know how to describe that, but I feel like there can't be an edge.
At any point in the universe, you're the center of it.
Yeah, because everything's moving away.
Yeah.
Equally. But you're not actually the center of the universe, what you saying?
Literally right here is the middle.
Maybe it is, though, if it's infinite.
It's not, though. It's expanding.
Can't be both. Can't be fucking both.
That's insane, dude. I can't sit here and think about that without my mind hurting.
Yeah, it sucks that we evolved to not get eaten by lions and not evolved to try and figure this kind of shit out.
Yeah, like, why couldn't we evolve to, like, travel space and time? Like, why couldn't we, like,
I don't know if we did.
Transport?
Because that doesn't matter.
You just need to survive.
What does matter is surviving.
You just need to fucking eat. It's because of our damn evolution. We evolved to need fucking food and shit instead of, like, evolving to travel intergalactically.
It sucks that we have to eat and sleep and stuff. That sucks.
You realize how much time is wasted having to sleep, dude?
A third.
Yeah, but if I wouldn't do it so much if it wasn't so damn good for you. Like, if it didn't help so much. Because if you don't sleep, everything gets fucked up.
Yeah, you'll die eventually.
Yeah, which sucks, dude. Imagine we get to the point where we don't die anymore.
So, what happens when you age? What exactly happens?
So
your body deteriorates.
The telomeres on the end of your centromeres, which make up your DNA, they begin to degrade, and as your telomeres degrade, that's what makes you older.
They're not allowed to like replicate like they did.
Yeah, it doesn't. They don't build back like centromeres. I think something about the centromere like.
I thought when you started saying those words, I really thought you were fucking with me.
No. It's like your chromosomes. Your chromosomes have telomeres on the ends of them, and I don't know what this has to do with like aging, but I don't know how it applies to aging, but as they deteriorate, aging is the telomeres coming off the ends of your chromosomes, I think, and then whenever that's like kind of the majority of it's gone, you're like old. And then whenever I think maybe it's all gone, you die, or maybe the majority of it's gone, you die. But that's one of the ways that they're trying to like stop aging or reverse aging, is to try and figure out how to keep your telomeres from shedding off your chromosomes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a reasonable thing that we could figure out.
Yeah.
We definitely won't figure out about the universe part, but that
No, the universe part
seems
won't.
like
But it's one step at a time. Once we figure out how to stop aging, then we just have infinite time to figure out the universe.
then we gotta stop having kids though.
Yeah, that's true, because overpopulation would be bad.
But I think right now,
Or just start bolting them off to Mars.
I've heard a lot of people say that there's going to be a big problem that we're not going to have enough people soon.
Why?
Just
Somebody planted some sort of mass extinction.
just because all the shit, I guess, that's happening. I don't know.
Yeah.
But a lot less people are having kids now. There's way less, like per person has way less kids than what they did 100 years ago.
That doesn't seem like that could be a problem, though. Not like now, anyway.
But I've heard a lot of different people say that are way smarter than me that the problem in like 100 years will be that there's not enough people.
In 100 years, if there's not enough people.
And that there's a chance right now that we're living with the most number of humans that has ever been on Earth and will ever be on Earth.
Really?
That's what they say.
So it's because people are, I guess, probably we're experiencing lots of disaster events, and also people are having kids less, so that compounds maybe to contribute to lower numbers of people.
It's crazy to think that they have estimated that at one point there was only like 10,000 humans on Earth.
Yeah, that was after the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs, right?
No, it couldn't have been 65 million years ago. There's no way.
Was it? It had Neanderthals. No, that was like 10,000 years ago, right? Not the meteorite, but
When? What are you talking about?
whenever there was very few people on Earth. When was that?
I don't know, but it had to be. Because it didn't have to be. But I think about 10,000 years ago was a big ice age, and that could have been. That might have done it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The Ice Age.
But I think there was like 10,000 humans, which is super. Like that's
And they
fairly
repopulated
bigger than
the
our
whole
little
Earth.
town of Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And now there's 8 billion probably.
10,000 in, probably not in one area though, right? Probably.
No, probably not in one area.
Or not like on one continent, but spread out among the continents, and they just like slowly repopulated.
It might have only been one continent though, because
I've been the Pangea. Agree about that?
that was a lot longer.
Oh,
that
was
was a
it?
lot longer ago.
With like last week.
But it could have been. I mean, if it's 10,000 years ago, I think that's when. Okay, so the Indians, modern day Indians, came over from the land bridge that was Alaska and Russia, and that was during the Ice Age.
Yeah.
So if it was before that, there might have only been people. Well, I guess there would have been they would have been in like Africa and Asia at that point to get all the way over here. But so I guess we probably would have been on different continents, but. That shit's wild though.
That's fucking
It almost
insane
went
to
extinct.
think about. And they didn't even know.
Yeah, no idea.
They just kept on about their life.
Just trying to survive.
If they just decided to not have kids, we'd have been done for, dude.
You've been over with, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Imagine how many times we've gotten so close to like mass extinction. That time's probably one of them. There's probably been plenty more.
I'm really surprised that we were talking about meteors earlier. I'm really surprised that I've never seen a meteor.
Yeah.
How is that possible? So many meteors hit the Earth daily. How is it possible I've never seen one? Doesn't even have to be big. I just want to see some shit.
That's a good question.
Flaming ball in the sky.
This
come
one
down
that
and hit.
they found these DNA bases on was in Kentucky.
How big was it? Did it say?
Oh yeah, it did actually. You son of a bitch.
So at what size would an asteroid have to be for it to be like start to cause like actual problems?
I probably depend on how fast it's going too.
Yeah, but I would imagine most of them are going similar speeds, don't you think?
I think I think depending on how big it is, the majority of them will disintegrate into smaller bits before they hit the Earth. But then like there's probably a cutoff where it's so big it can't be burnt up by the atmosphere. This one was 2 gram chunk, and it's in this little beaker.
A 2 gram chunk?
2 gram chunk.
Okay, so that's super small.
Hold on, what does this say? Oh, never mind, okay. Yeah. 2 gram chunk of a meteorite. It might have been a bigger one. They might have just taken a piece of it.
I want to see something like what they thought was a meteorite on Joe Dirt, and it ended up just being like a huge pile of
Yeah,
shit.
that was a fucking
I want
turd.
to see something like that. Fucking
Something that big?
Fucking big. Yeah.
That would probably, I wonder, Because it's coming in at thousands of miles an hour, probably.
Yeah, probably like 20, 30,000 miles an hour, maybe more than that.
If it's gonna be that big, it's gotta cause some damage. Like it'll probably leave a crater, big crater.
Yeah, but like, how big though? How big of a crater?
That's a good question. I don't
Like
know.
if it's like, let's say it's like 5 feet in circumference.
I feel like I've heard Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about something like this, or maybe I read it in one of the books that I've gotten from him.
I bet there's a ratio. Like if it's this big, it leaves this big of a crater
Yeah.
kind of thing. I bet there's some kind of ratio like that.
There's probably like I don't know, I want to say probably, but I feel like the majority of meteorites that would come in and hit the Earth would all be like traveling at the same speed, right? Or roundabout.
That would make sense. It wouldn't make sense for one to be at 5,000 and one to be at 50,000.
Yeah.
That doesn't make much sense.
Because the Earth's gravity's constant. It's always at 9.8 meters per second squared. Learned that in physics, bro. Physics is pretty cool. That's pretty cool shit.
Physics is dope.
We talked a little bit didn't talk a lot about the Einstein stuff, the theory of relativity and shit like that, but talked a little bit about it, and that's pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Because you got the Yucatan Peninsula is the
Yeah.
dinosaur one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That's what they think.
And that is a whole fucking like ocean now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like literally the ocean out there. So how long? I feel like we've talked about this before. How long do you remember how big it was?
65. Oh, how big
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it? I don't know how big it was. I think they said we compared it to like Arkansas, right?
Yeah, it was like twice the size of Arkansas.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
something like that.
Twice the size of Arkansas, and I read something not too long ago about there was another little article they were talking about dinosaurs. It's a book that somebody's read, but it's like describes the meteorite thing, and like what happened during whenever it hit, and it hit and it threw like sulfur rich soil into the air, and it rained acid. Like it was literally acid rain for like months or years.
Something that big would have had to have knocked Earth a little bit out of orbit, right?
You would think.
Moved it at least somewhat.
Yeah. Maybe that's what moved it into the region for mammals to be able to, after everything cooled down. Yeah, it hit, acid rain fell, and then that ignited fires. And this little article said that fires burned around the whole Earth for like years. Like the whole Earth was just in flames for years.
It'd probably be like as if we had like a nuclear war, right?
Yeah, for sure. But like many times over.
Oh my god.
Many times over.
Well, we've got enough to do that.
Dude, I'm ready for it. No, I'm not ready for it. I wonder if we'd obviously get some of the impact, but I wonder if they like drop one in Arkansas or anything like that.
No, I'd be on the coast.
Let's go.
Fresh would be on the west coast, and if anyone else would be probably on the east coast.
I'm headed to the mountains, bro. I'm gonna burrow in and just live in a tree or something like that. Go find a government base in the mountains and hide out, because you know they got nukes pointing out of those things. Colorado Rockies, bro. Press a button and the caps of all the mountains just open up and nukes. At the ready. Get the key. Press the key. Wait for the button. Push it! Every mountain range just launches 30 nuclear missiles.
The mountain ranges are fake.
They're not real.
They're really just missiles.
They're not real. That's what plate tectonics are. The nuclear missiles moving into place. That's what the movement down there is. They're shifting around the nukes, deciding where they want to keep them at. The whole Earth. No, we talked about the moon earlier being a rocket spaceship made out of metal. The whole Earth is a rocket spaceship made out of metal housing nukes. That's why the Earth's core is so hot down there, because they're making
that makes
nukes.
sense.
Making nukes all the
We're
time.
putting this all together.
That's where they're testing them, is in the Earth's core.
We better be careful, dude. The government's going to come after us. We keep spreading this shit.
My head just exploded. My forehead just
You look over and see a red dot on my forehead.
Oh, shit. Somebody like pops out of the back room and they're just like, stop talking. You've said enough. Okay. This is interesting stuff that is fact. This is fact.
Every bit of it.
This is probably one of the wilder conversations I've ever actually had.
I just wish we were smarter so that we could understand things
Yeah.
a little better and think about things a little more and deeper.
I wish
We're just too fucking stupid.
I wish I knew more physics to be able to talk more about the space and the planets and stuff like that.
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, let's go. Okay. Lost the GoPro for a second. Sorry, had a little pause. But yeah, I wish I knew more government secrets. You know how they say the president's got that book of secrets?
You talking about a National Treasure Book of Secrets?
Yeah. Would that's obviously probably not real because the president, they probably don't tell him shit.
No.
He probably there's probably like a group of like 5 people that actually know everything. The president's just like a figure to like throw, like a scapegoat almost, like throw shit on.
Our president right now definitely doesn't know shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell him shit. So we're gonna get government jobs and we're gonna infiltrate the government, and then once we infiltrate the government, I'll go find that book of secrets.
And then we'll come back on here on the podcast.
And then I'll bring it on, and we'll read
shit.
them off. We'll let you know what the book of secrets are.
Tell you who really killed JFK.
All know together. We'll know who killed JFK. We'll know if there's aliens or not. We'll know. What else will we know? We'll know if the universe is expanding. We'll know if we live inside a box. We'll know how many universes there are. Apparently, there's you can do the math and theoretically come up with 12 universes or 11 maybe.
What the fuck? Why? Are you sure you're not talking about dimensions?
Yeah. Dimensions. That's what I meant. Yeah. Like dimensions within our. Whenever I always intertwine, like you say, another universe. I always think like another dimension is what I'm thinking of. But if it's another universe, it could be 3 dimensions.
Did you see that
3-dimensional universe
video Brett sent us yesterday about the ghost?
Yes. Grab that dude's leg.
Okay. See, I don't believe in ghosts at all, but I think if there is anything like that, it could possibly be something from another dimension.
Yeah.
And I think people attribute stuff like that to ghosts, but I don't think there's any chance ghosts are real. But I do think it's possible something from another dimension somehow.
Interdimensional play.
Yeah.
You think they're like?
That's possible.
You think
I think that's way more likely than ghosts. I should say that.
So the video this dude Brett sent us on TikTok, he's like walking in the gym, and then all of a sudden his like leg literally looks like it gets grabbed, and he gets picked up and dragged across the ground.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
odd.
odd.
You can see at the beginning there's just like shit kind of moving in the
Yeah,
background.
light turns off or something like that. Something like, it looks like somebody had just walked by and bumped into the ropes, and they just start wiggling, swaying or whatever. But so if something like that happens, why is this interdimensional being fucking with this guy?
I have no idea.
Are they doing it for fun, or is there like, are they trying to tell him something or send him a message?
I have no clue. And I obviously don't know the answer to if that even is.
Honestly,
but
I bet it's probably like something similar to us and ants. Like you've seen ant.
Yeah.
Sometimes you walk over, or if it's like on your arm, like, oh shit, you flick it.
You probably doesn't even know what's on your arm.
Yeah. So like, if that 4th dimensional thing, maybe that dude, I don't know how he would have like, maybe he fucked with the 4th dimension in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and they were like, what the hell's that? And like flicked him off their shoulder. And whenever he did that, he like flew, or maybe he was like an ant crawling on their arm. They grabbed him and just like moved him away, and so that was them grabbing his leg and moving him off of him.
That makes
the
more
4th
sense.
dimension into the 3rd
that
dimension.
That makes way more sense to me than ghosts.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that's even possible, but I do think that would be possible, and that's cool.
Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about these like really, really small, I can't remember what they're called, quarks and anti-quarks, I think, pop in and out of existence just randomly.
Yeah.
He says that could potentially be, not that it is, but it could potentially be other dimensional beings or something coming into our dimension and out. Because like if something were to come into our dimension, it would literally come out of nowhere.
Kind of like Bigfoot?
Kind of like Bigfoot.
Call back.
Bigfoot is an interdimensional being. That's episode number 32. Go back and listen.
Is it really 32?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm going to go look through. Oh, I can't, hold on. I'm pretty sure it's 32.
It's the first one on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's 32. But yeah, dude, he's an interdimensional being. But yeah, that's because if something were to come through our dimension, it would, from the 4th dimension or any other dimension, it would literally have to come out of the middle of nowhere. Because like, where else would it come from? like
It might come from the store.
Where would it come from? I guess you go buy the 4th dimension at the store and open it up, and you're like, oh, look, there it is. Close it back up, but dude, that's insane to think about. And the analogy, I gotta use another Neil deGrasse Tyson analogy here, but he's got the piece of paper. The only way you can really give an example is using two dimensions on 3 dimensions, because we literally can't comprehend a 4th dimension.
Right.
So you've got 2 dimensions of paper and a 3-dimensional pencil. If you put that pencil on there and that paper, although paper is a little bit 3-dimensional, but imagine it's 2. It's going to go through the paper, and there's only going to be one spot of the pencil. So it's going to be a dot, and then it's going to get to a circle, and then it'll get to the end, and then it'll close back up. So that's what it would look like. If they ran a pencil, 4th dimension, through here, it would pop up like right here in front of our face. We'd be like, what the fuck? I don't know if we can touch it or not. That's what I've always wondered about. Like, if something were to happen, could I go, oh shit, smack it out of there? Obviously, you're not going to be able to.
Seems like you would be able to, right?
You would think, right? If it was coming into our dimension.
Why would you not be able? Yeah, if it was in our dimension, why would we not be able to interact with it? I just wish we were smarter. See, like the Neil deGrasse Tyson quote. Instead of us quoting Neil deGrasse Tyson, I wish we could come up with shit like that on our own.
You just need like 7 PhDs in physics. I'm pretty sure he's got 7 PhDs, literally.
What was that, like 50 years of school?
Oh, dude, no shit, at least. And he's probably getting more right now. That's something else I would like to know about reading the book, the President's Book of Secrets, is the fourth dimension and shit. How to get there? Like, where's the door?
Like in Monsters Inc., there's they bring a door in and open it.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of a good example, actually.
Yeah. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson even cited that, and he said that they did a good job.
Oh, really?
Showing that.
He's like, if it
The
would
best way
happen,
that- best way that you can.
that's a
show
decent
that.
way you could do it. That's Eric Andre right there in The Big Bang Theory, dude.
Holy shit, yeah.
What the hell? Anyway, but
Speaking of space, the Big Bang Theory.
speaking of space, that's great. That's kind of odd that happens like that, right? The Big Bang Theory's on. What if they were talking about the universe expanding right now?
That'd be sick.
That would be wild. We need to have one of them on. They probably know. They're actors. They don't know.
Well, one of them, the girl, she's some kind of doctor or physicist or something.
Really? She actually? Oh shit, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, she's a real scientist. She's in a commercial where she talks about it. I think I've heard other people talk about it too.
Got so many
But
questions.
I don't think the other guys are though.
So few answers.
I know Sheldon's not. He's definitely an actor. I've seen
Definitely
him
an
acting
actor.
all kinds of other shit.
Yeah.
That girl right there. That one.
She's actually like
What's
a
her fucking name?
PhD or something. I don't fucking know.
Oh, Kelly Cuoco, the hot one. She's a physicist.
Are you lying?
Yes. Why would she go to school? She's that hot.
That's what I'm
She
thinking, dude. Like,
go to school.
there's no point. That's what they told her. They're like, what the fuck are you going to school for? All right, Dylan, we've had too much fun and discussion today. We're almost at 40 minutes.
It's been long.
I know, it really has, but it's been a good one.
Ready to go get some food?
Yeah, dude. What do you want to get?
Some Slim sounds pretty good.
Yeah, let's go. All right, man, let's do it. Thanks for listening. Episode 80. Talked a lot about space. Had some good discussion. If you ever find the President's Book of Secrets, please be sure to forward that email to me. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends and family and your soon-to-be children. Or I'll never leave your closet. So because I know where you live. Happy birthday to Daisy. Happy 4 years. Happy episode 80. 20 from 100. You got anything you want to plug your shit?
Like with a butt plug?
Yeah.
See y'all later.
Yes.